It's a Daily Talk Show episode 270.
Good number.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Yeah, happy public holiday here in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm. In Australia?
Around Australia.
I'm guessing so.
Fuck,
it's in lieu.
In lieu. Yeah, so that's a new thing that hasn't been in existence our entire life. Like, I would love public holidays growing up because I hated school, so it was just another day off.
Yeah.
But in our lifetime, we've seen the AFL, which is Australian rules football here in Melbourne. We got a holiday for that, so we get one.
Oh yeah,
so
we do. Long weekend.
The grand final's on a Saturday, but then we get the Monday off, or it's the Friday. So it's it's either the Friday, the Friday before, I think. But then this is Australia Day long weekend. Australia Day fell on a Saturday, so they're like, we'll give you a public holiday on the Monday.
So it's currently 7:30 in the morning here at Big Media Company.
Yeah.
Getting out the episode early.
Yeah.
I'm off to Bree's mum's birthday after this.
Are you interested in that? Like,
yeah, I mean, the thing is that it's what I've discovered over the years is it means a lot to Bree when I go to family things, because you know how there are other awkward uncles who don't go to anything. Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, so-and-so's husband, he's always like just stays at home, which I feel like I could get into the habit of doing, but I think it's good to like socialize.
Here's the thing about public holidays. You treat them, and maybe for me, tell me if you do, food-wise, I still treat it like it's the weekend. So you end up blowing out for another day, because I try and eat healthy during the week. On the weekends, I let myself go a bit. Today, you're going to blow out again.
I mean, not to make it about the food diary, but given that you've asked, no, I think I've done enough damage in the last 2 days.
Really?
That I probably had 3 Maxi Bonds.
Okay.
Maxi Bonds are like a Klondike bars in the States, but they've got caramel in them.
One end's an ice cream sandwich, one end's just dipped in chocolate.
Yeah, one of them's like biscuit sort of thing. But we got 4 of them.
So you bought a box.
Yeah, we bought a box, and then even yesterday I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to sort of be healthy. And I'm like, we actually just need to get the Maxi Bonds out of the house. So my solution was heating them.
Dumpster, the garbage truck came in.
Yeah. And literally just
had that. Do you feel like bad after eating sugar? Not bad emotionally, but like...
Oh, you're definitely emotionally though. Yeah.
Like, do you have an issue? Like Amy, my wife, has stopped eating sugar during the weeks. And then on the weekend, like last night, we ate a whole bunch of shit food.
Like what? What'd you eat?
It was a whole bunch. We ate a Kit Kat, the
family block.
A family block. And then she's like, does that make you feel sick? And I was like, no. She's like, yeah, my stomach feels really bad. So she's having an effect to the sugar. But she's a sugar fiend. So it's this like, like the body doesn't like the drug, but she loves it. And so,
I don't feel that great.
I mean, there's the problem, right?
Yeah.
I guess the bigger problem is if you feel shit, but you're addicted to eating it, and so you eat it despite feeling shit.
It's like heroin,
sort of.
It? Well, you get the nods and shit. Like, look, we had friends over, and I just said, I think that I don't have a game face. I just tell people exactly how I'm feeling. So after our friends left, like Jeremy and Lucy came over, had a great time, and Bree said afterwards, she's like, oh, were you not that into it? I was like, no, it was great. She's like, I'm like, why? And she said, because you said you're lethargic, and then you put on The Holiday, the movie, and then...
They didn't hear from you.
Well, I put that on, and then I'm like, does everyone else want to watch this? And everyone was sort of silent. I'm like, okay, we don't have to watch The Holiday now. And so we played What Do You Meme? The board game.
Never heard of it.
It's sort of like cards.
Not that I play board games.
It's like Cards Against Humanity, but you put up an image that's a meme, and then you have a bunch of cards to describe it, and the person with the funniest card referencing that picture wins.
Okay. No, so that sounds fun.
Yeah. But I also went to it. There's an awesome shop called Milligram. Have you heard? I've talked about Milligram to you before, I think.
What is it?
You know how I had that nice pencil and the sharpener? Remember I spent a lot on that sharpener?
Yeah. I mean, you buy a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
But actually, you don't even buy that much shit, but what you buy is weird. So it's
polarising. So we went to Doncaster, which is a shopping centre in Melbourne, and we went to Milligram, and it's like a gift shop, and there's so many things I want to buy. And what I'm wrestling with at the moment is paying more for things because it's at the shop, there's very few things that I need right away. And so a gift shop, their job is to be like, they provide bespoke products. It's like very niche. And so my concern is that I want to be able to support them. So the only reason I'd buy in the store from them is because I want to support them. But the thing is, like, I had Chrome open. I had like 4 tabs of all their products that I loved.
Yeah.
So they'd gone to the effort of getting a whole space. I was walking around it, but it felt like a bit of a Gronk move to use their space, go around, look at all the cool shit, and then buy it somewhere cheaper online.
Oh, so you did do that?
Well, no. So I've bought directly from them before, but there was like a card game that I wanted. It was like $36. I was like, you know what? I think they've marked this up significantly. But then I went home and it was like 18 euros. So it's not that different.
No, that's expensive. That's probably the same price.
Yeah, 18 euros to AUD.
And then you're waiting on it.
Is $28. So for the extra $7...
Yeah. Well, you can't say you want to support them if that's your move. If you really support them.
Well, so that's but what I'm trying to work out is what is the level in which you're willing to pay more. Is it 10% more? Because I told myself that if it's nearly the same price, I will support the store. However, I went to a bookstore the other day and there was a $2 difference between Amazon Prime and them. Amazon Prime was cheaper. But I love getting packages.
I think, this is where people who shop online, it's like the time they spend. There has to be there has to be give and take. So if it's you're saving a lot of time by buying online, maybe that's the way you go. But if you can save time, I've saved so much more time going into store, paying a little bit more and getting it that day.
Well, it depends if it's in a rush. And so this is the thing with the Milligram thing. They're such a fucking good store. They have like all moleskin shit, really good products. So I'm going to go back in and given, like, they're not trying to rip you off. It's just expensive shit. It's like completely I was in there with just a bunch of women. It's like a female-focused store.
You're in your element, mate.
Yeah, it's like all stationary stuff. Like just me and a bunch of women looking at pens and just getting excited and grey leads and clicking things and looking at different colours. No, it's a high-class...
High-end smiggle.
High-end.
You probably want it to be called a high-end smiggle. I went to Southland, the opposite side of Melbourne.
Very local.
Centre,
very local.
Westfield.
Very local episode. I like this.
Yeah, but my point is we went to a shopping centre yesterday. I went to the Apple store. The point was not to go there to shop. It was to just get in, get out. I see the physiology.
For what? If you're not shopping, what you're in and out?
To the Apple store. I had to go to the Apple store and out.
Oh, what were you getting?
Oh, it was just, I thought my phone was fucked and it just had a whole bunch of shit in the bottom of it.
They did a little blower.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they fully got this. They did surgery, took out this huge bit of fluff. I don't know where it came from, my pocket, obviously. But the woman who did do it, she's like, man, fucking, you should see girls' phones, like coming out of a handbag, the shit that is inside of that. Anyway, my wife and baby were with me too, so she was walking around with Bodhi. But I can see the physiology change in her in a shopping centre. And this is, I think, probably what you go through too.
Just looking at pens.
Just like a shopping centre, unless you're there to escape the heat, but then you'll probably fall into the trap of buying something. All that is set up to do is for people to buy things. And so people are just primed like, I fucking can't stand it.
Well, Bree said yes to getting this slow cooker. So there's a pressure / slow cooker that we've become obsessed with because our mate Rob Ward from Quadlock, they've made heaps of things. Like the Quadlock crew make all these different dishes with it. And so you and I have been sort of obsessing over it. And I was like, I'm going to wait until we have a place before we get it. But it was on sale. And I was like, we haven't actually, Bree and I were working out, we hadn't cooked since, how fucked is this? We haven't cooked dinner. We haven't cooked outside of bacon and eggs.
Yes.
Since June 2018.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Which is outrageous. So I'm changing that now. I also do it because I know it will get a reaction from Mr. 97. Just outrageous. Yeah. That's outrageous. Sorry, I don't live with my mum. Right?
But
I
mate,
did.
he meal
I did.
prepped.
I did.
He meal prepped, and you
don't.
still do live with your
Okay.
mum. You don't have a
Actually,
house, bro.
Mr. 97, just on the mic here. How many of the meals that you have are made by you versus your mum?
Oh, pretty much all my lunches are made by me,
Okay.
and dinners are a shared effort.
But is lunch not most of the time leftovers or no?
No, we don't have enough for leftovers.
Okay.
My
Great.
little brother eats all of it.
Okay.
Mate, there's 3 boys in the house, mum and dad. There's a lot of mouths to feed. But, mate, he's putting in way more effort than I did. Actually, when I was his age, I was meal prepping because I wanted to...
Mr. 97's
bulk up.
19. You're 19, are you? Yeah.
19 years old. Mate, still ride that free train. Josh is riding it at 29,
Yeah.
28.
28. So now we've got it. But the thing was, what I realized is I was primed to buy shit. So when Bree said yes, I was at the shopping center. I said, "Do you know what I've been thinking about?" She said, "What?" I'm like, "Getting an iPad Pro." She said, "Absolutely
See,
not."
your physiology's
Yeah.
changed. You're primed.
I went to JB Hi-Fi and I was looking at all their smart speaker shit because we don't have a place yet.
Yeah.
But I want to, if anyone wants to buy, see, this is what some people use their audiences for.
What? Selling their shit?
Selling their shit.
Fuck that. It's Gumtree. It's
Sonos,
Facebook Marketplace.
but people might want, if you are in Melbourne and you are part of the Sonos ecosystem, you have Sonos speakers. I'm looking at maybe getting rid of my Sonos speakers
Yeah.
in exchange for Google Home and doing all of that.
Okay. I see. But you need to get the home first and then get the Google Home.
It's very true. Hey, we got this parcel.
I did think before we get to the parcel, just reading out Kyle's email because it
Okay,
kind of
great.
relates to what we're talking about. I had a
Okay,
few ideas based on this email.
Great.
Lovely email from Kyle Richardson. He said, "I'm a massive fan of the show, currently binge listening the podcast from the beginning." He's up to episode 103. Holy shit.
100, and he's
He's binged it. He's done over 100 episodes.
I forget what we've talked about.
Me
Like
too.
people will say things. Like I saw an Instagram DM where someone's like, "Hey, on episode 10 you said," I was like, "What the fuck did I say on episode 10?"
Geez.
They said the first person who sends you something through the PO box, you'll send them something.
I can't remember.
It must have been
promise.
Michelle. I'm
Yeah.
sure we gave Michelle stickers, but
So
I
you
probably
sent her something?
I feel like I owe Michelle something more.
Did you ended up sending those to her, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Michelle's
Okay.
got the stickers.
So Kyle says, while listening to the conversations you blokes have, I receive significant value from the unfiltered perspectives, opinions, and ideas that you share, which are helping shape fresh values and reinforce pre-existing beliefs.
Love
Interesting.
reinforcing
He wants some advice. He said, I'm beginning university to study nursing. This will require most of my time during weekdays due to extensive nature of the course. Fucking 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. every weekday.
Is that what he's
That's
said?
a lot of time. I'm currently working at Macca's during midnights, 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. Fuck, man. I think this is hard work.
McDonald's is the hardest job I've ever had.
Oh, you worked at Macca's?
I lasted there for less than 3 months because I fucking
Probation.
Yeah,
was
no,
there up?
Yeah, no, it was at Doveton McDonald's, probably the worst McDonald's in Victoria, and they I was working in drive-through, and some junkies came through,
I know.
came through the drive-through, and said, "Can I have a Kit Kat McFlurry?"
Oh.
And I said, "Oh no, we don't have Kit Kat McFlurries." He said, "I want a Kit Kat McFlurry."
With
And I just
extra
didn't know
sugar.
and then they sprayed me in the face with something. I quickly closed the door. I think it was like it was some sort of blue liquid, like a Windex maybe or some shit.
Oh,
But
rat.
it was good because it gave me, I was fine, but I used it as leverage for mum and dad to be like, I'm done.
So mum and dad enforced the get a job, Josh.
Well, because I was freelancing and they just thought it was ridiculous that I was like coming home on my computer, and then I was doing from when I was 15, I did 30 hours a week of work. So it was like 5 hours a day.
While at school.
Yeah,
So
while at school.
The schoolwork fell by the wayside.
Yeah, I wasn't doing any homework. And the school came up with an agreement that they said if you drop your hours down to 15 hours a week, you don't have to do German, like the subject.
God, that
So I
was
was like
bartering.
Yeah, so I was the only kid that got like that time to do admin.
That is
So
kind
anyway,
of cool.
so McDonald's, it's fucking hard. I wish I had
yeah.
another go at it now.
Amy worked in at Hungry Jack's, Macca's, but she said just some creepy old guy like in the drive-through, was like making passes at her. She's fucking 14 or 15 or 16. And then she walks out. Somehow she ended up taking the food out and then seeing him with the wife. And it was just like, imagine that, like it messes kids up. But yeah, just don't be a Gronk in the drive-through. Anyway, Kyle says, I'm asking for advice on how myself and potential other university students can earn an income during university that doesn't involve working in the fast food industry. I mean, are we qualified to talk about this? Neither of us went to university. I've never worked in fast food. But he says, I value your opinions and would love to hear what your thoughts are on my situation and what I should do about it. The thing about like working in fast food is that they are open 24 hours, a lot of these big ones. You don't need a whole heap of experience. They take on, young kids. And I was thinking, being at a supermarket, I was like, what do you actually do? It's an interesting thought because I worked in a netball centre because my uncle owned it. And then I worked for my dad who was a landscaper, and then I started my own business when I was 17. So and then I've had my own business and worked for other companies. But one of the things, Apple Store, like working at the Apple Store.
It'd be cool.
I've got a bunch of mates that have done it. The Genius Bar. So if you know, like I was talking to the girl at the Genius Bar. She would have been 21. Fucking knew so much. I just felt like an old man. I'm like, dude, iCloud.
What was the job that people lusted for when you were a kid?
Oh.
Or when you were a teenager?
I can't even remember. Like
Aldi was a big one for us.
No.
I just remember them being like everyone at my school saying, yeah, man, you get fucking $20 an hour and you get to sit down.
Oh, yeah, at the checkout.
Yeah. They're like, you don't even have to fucking bag the shit. It's the best job ever.
It's so funny.
Actually, do you know what I remember now? I actually applied to be the welcome guy at Big W.
Really?
Yeah. Hi, how are you
standing
today?
on the mat.
Hello. Hi, yes,
Yeah.
I'll just check your bags. Have a good one. Thank you.
Stand on the rubber mat.
I'd love that. I actually saw one of the saddest things I ever saw was last weekend going to Harris Scarf.
Oh, yeah.
I think they must be going into administration or
Really?
something. They were just like having a closing down sale.
Well, what do they sell? Clothes, cooking, like crockery.
Well, I was trying to see if I could get a
everything.
good deal on the fast, slow cook. I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there was just a guy there who's just like, he wasn't going to have a job in a week, but he was still doing it. Hello, hi, yeah, come in. Everything's here to go. Type of thing.
We're fucked.
Like garage sales probably have a similar vibe where it's like the difference between someone selling it because they want to versus like in crisis mode.
Yeah. So Apple Store, I mean, some of these big businesses that I don't necessarily get behind, but they do employ a lot of people, like the Kmart's Big W. So, I mean, first of all, like for Kyle, working 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. Like it's not as much you're losing your weekend, you're actually just losing fucking your sleep pattern.
I think it's good. I think
He's a hustler.
Yeah, I reckon there's nothing wrong with working at Macca's. I reckon it's a good thing.
He just doesn't like it.
If he doesn't like it, what I would suggest is I reckon freelancing is overrated when you are younger.
Not enough security.
Well, it's not even security. It's just like when you are starting out, you actually just want to be around people. You want to be like learning processes and seeing how people work. I'd probably recommend there's a bunch of organisations that deal with people with disabilities and you can look after them and they can have flexible hours. So it's like I made a film, someone who had cerebral palsy and he had someone who looked after him for, say, 3 days a week for 2 hours after school or whatever.
Exactly. My Amy's sister does this. This is a fucking great idea.
And because of nursing, it connects. So I reckon probably
makes so much sense.
Trying to find something that is close to where you want to be so you can actually, so you feel like you're not only getting paid, but you're also flexing the muscle. You're going to be such a better fucking nurse by doing that.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. So work out what are the elements of nursing that then might have a job that sprout out of those.
And those ones, I guess, are good. The reason I suggest that specific, there's one of my old clients, Hearth, Herth. If you go Hearth Australia, if you Google that, they do this stuff. And I know that they were looking for consistent young people who can do this. And so I feel like like the people who do these jobs are exceptional because the amount of like shit they just have to deal with just from the job, but they love it and they build relationships and and it can be as simple as, you know what, my job is to go to, Kyle's job is to go to the movies every Wednesday with someone who's got, a disability or whatever it is. So it's quite cool. That's what I'd recommend.
So I hope that helped Kyle. He also just has a couple of rapid fire questions. How did you two become best friends as adults, and how to make friends and connections as adults?
Do you want to answer that one first, or do you want to go through all of them?
I'll just quickly go through. Would you turn the Daily Talk Show into a radio show if you were offered a job, or keep it as a podcast?
First job I get in radio, I'm taking.
No, the answer is no to that. Number 3, has Josh seen The Matrix yet?
I haven't seen The Matrix.
No to question 3. No to question 2. We're not taking a radio job. And question 1, no to the fact that Josh and I are best friends. No.
Hurtful.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny finding friends as adults.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it happens as much. Like, I'm open to it. My brother's mate once told me, he's like, not up for making any new friends.
Did you say, are you hurt inside?
Well, I was like, it shows something there that you
hurt people hurt people.
Oh yeah, that's a lyric.
Is it really?
Hurt people. Russ Mason, Mr. 97. That, you know that line? Hurt people hurt people.
The mic's there if you...
Yeah, anyway.
I believe my mate Dan says it as well. I thought it was a Christian thing.
It probably is. Russ is just a rapper who's
a pastor says it.
Yeah. Russ also has the rosemary beads tattooed onto his arm, so I'm sure he's borrowing from. It's a proverb. The big man.
It's an African proverb.
Yeah, but I think we do talk about that without getting too much into it. I think we have talked about how we became mates, and we explore that. But Josh and I, our friendship is new. It's relatively new. But I think what you'll find, Kyle, when you become a nurse, you end up like the people you work with. You spend so much time. There's a weird thing between the people you work with and how close you feel like you are to them. But like for instance, Conspiracy Jimmy, we've got nearly 20 years of friendship, right? And so I spend more time with you, than most of my friends that I've known forever. And so there is this sort of quick friendship, or like foundation being
hours.
built.
The amount of hours you spend it's like, and the other thing too is, I mean, it depends. For us, it was like, where do friendships come from? I think it's finding core values or core direction and saying, okay, I see this person has a similar idea, or they want to do a similar thing to what I want to do. How can we help each other? And then from there, it's about like, extending that, I guess. It's, I think we've had different, I reckon it would be easy. It'd be easier having a friendship if it wasn't a business partnership as well, right? Like if think about how, like, we're so vested in everything each of us is doing because it impacts each other and all that sort of thing. If we both had our separate businesses, it would actually be so much easier just to be friends without having any friction. We're actually closer to fucking being in a relationship than we are being friends.
All right, man, back up.
Don't you agree?
I know what you mean.
Well, because it's also like how many, like, you can have friends where it's like, oh, this person's really annoying when it comes to fucking paying for a bill at the end of the thing, but like finances, all the things that you have within a relationship, everything that Brie and I have, there's a lot of crossover.
If the trade-off, if you had to choose one, or the one, like say that what you're explaining versus being in some position that you don't like with people around you that you don't like, but you have to spend a lot of time with them, I'd definitely choose the other. And that's why...
What do you mean, sorry?
So having a job is... what you're saying is our job is our sort of life, and our friendship is a part of that.
Well, I think that we've built, just like you have... there's a risk in turning your hobby into a job. There's a risk in putting your friendship as a job. And I think that there is a certain thing that there's certain elements I feel more like family than friends in some regards. It's like I feel like we're closer to brothers and that relationship versus, I don't know.
No, I get that. And I guess what I'm saying is what you do for work is pretty important because it's a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And so if you can find a workplace that has a bunch of people that you really like being around and it gives you something. Like I guess what I'm saying is you couldn't do what we're doing
if you didn't like each other. And
just
absolutely.
wouldn't work.
Well, the thing is, we've built like Hamish has even spoken to me about this. It's like he has a successful radio show in Australia, Hamish and Andy. He uses his friendship. He was sort of saying he was talking about weaponizing your friendship. It's like, oh, that's sort of what you're doing. And so there is something that does happen when you make that choice. All of a sudden, you're extending the friendship as well. Now you've got like all these joint friendships. It's interesting. I don't think it's that dissimilar to those, like a relationship in some regards.
And
Same
so Kyle, making friends as adults, you probably end up making. Most of mine have been through work. Most of mine have been through the jobs because you're spending so much time. You relate to some people.
I think it's needs-based as well. I think that you'll find that it's like you'll have your nursing friends, but then you'll get sick of the politics, and so then you'll have friends that are in completely different industries, and you'll see them once a month. So I feel like I've got all these different friends that serve. I provide a different, they have different needs, and so I can provide that. Not every person, like there's a lot of people I hang out with who don't give a fuck about my podcast, like most people. But
He's
that's
ditched
okay.
them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm cutting them off.
No, I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy that they have just another perspective. They're looking somewhere else that you can pull from. And yeah, it's interesting. I know you're itching. I'm sort of itching too to open this thing.
Well,
this is nearly half a kilo of something that's been sent to us.
So I know a little bit more about it because I searched the sender details. This is from Santiago, one of our loyal listeners who moved to Melbourne recently.
You found his address. You've looked him up.
No, so there's a PO box there, but he sent it to our PO box. If you want to send us anything, PO Box 400, Abbotsford, Victoria 3067. Can't fuck that up.
So you know what's in it. So I can.
Well, yeah, you open it.
Oh, great.
So
It's already been unzipped.
Okay, great.
All right. Hello there. We hope you enjoy. So I think this is like a card. Wow.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
got the paper.
You've already pulled it apart.
Well, no, I haven't fucking pulled it apart.
I've taken it out of the wrapper.
I took there's some what's this called?
It's just like wrapping paper.
There's a word for
like,
it. What's this called?
Mr. 97.
Do you know what this is called?
You don't need to search it.
You get some fucking Google every time.
It's tissue paper.
Tissue paper.
It's
there
like
we
tissue
go.
paper you get in shoes.
That's a real.
Taking the tissue paper off it.
But that was it. So I looked at what it was to make sure that it wasn't a bomb and to make sure who it was from. There's a card. I haven't read the card.
And it's from Santiago. Oh, this is nice.
So it's what he's given us here. It's a real colourful. It's a really like beautiful looking box. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I'll read this. So this is. It's come a couple of weeks late, but I'm sure he got around to it when it happened for our birthday. The Daily Talk Show's 1 year birthday, which is January 16.
Correct.
Yeah. So he said, "Happy birthday, the Daily Talk Show, for many more episodes, weird conversations and stories about Gronks. Here are some Argentinian traditional something for you to enjoy on Fat Fridays." Santiago is from Argentina, I think.
I wonder how you say alfajones.
Yeah.
Alfajones?
Maybe. Or whenever you want. Cheers.
We're definitely...
This is a Fat Friday. We should just do the whole thing in a show.
Well, let's have a look what it is.
Yeah.
Because...
No, don't eat one. Don't eat one.
I've been excited about whole weekend because...
It's Monday. We got to hold...
It's a fucking public holiday. You just gave me a lecture about...
No, I said, are you still blowing out today? And you said, I've done enough damage in the last 2 days.
I have a feeling that this is chocolate related.
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
They look like slabs of butter.
So I think that they're like...
Beautiful cookies filled with salted caramel coated with dark chocolate.
Can we have one each now?
No, I'm not eating it. Mate, I do no sugar Monday to Friday.
But
Monday to Friday
until
we blow out.
I'm going to have one now if you want to share.
That's all good, bro.
I'm having one now and then you have one.
So this is the snowball effect. Oof. This will if you eat this now, today will your day be just gone? Like have you just thrown out today? Wow. I do want someone to test
It looks
them.
like a wagon wheel. So it's like an Argentinian.
My mouth is watering.
You can have one.
No, I've got self-control, bro. Oh my God! Look at the salted caramel in that. Oh, it looks like the part
like-
of a Milky Way.
It's like a soft biscuity.
Yes.
So this place, I think, where he got them from, I can't say.
Alpha Horse.
Can you Google?
Alpha Jaws. Jors.
Where are you saying alpha? Where are you saying alpha? Oh, okay, yeah.
Alpha Horse.
And they're handmade in Australia. That's actually in like Waverley or something.
Yeah, so New South Wales.
We'll put a link in the description too, because these are fucking delicious either way.
Yeah. Well, Santiago, thank you. There'll be more conversations about Gronks because Gronks keep revealing themselves. Once you awoke to the fact to
So
Gronk
97, do
behaviour,
you want one now or no? It was saying
you can't not see Gronk behaviour. Gronk's got cut through. Anyway, it's we've lost
I'm
Josh.
eating it. Fuck.
It looks good. I mean, breakfast. It is 7:30 a.m.
That is so yum.
I'm jealous.
The thing is, whenever you're eating something from another country,
yeah,
it feels like it's okay calories because you're
does it, mate?
it's a cultural experience.
Is it? Is it? Sure. Santiago is about 3 mouthfuls. If you haven't watched the video,
Fuck, they are so good.
Mr. 97, do you want one? He doesn't,
doesn't
want one.
want
Why
one.
do you not want one? Jump on the mic. Tell us. I just understand a bit of this.
We're waiting till Fat Fridays, aren't we?
Yeah,
we're
you and
waiting.
I are.
Well, there's still how many? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect.
Yeah.
So there's one more for me, and you guys get 2. Or
if we have
actually,
a guest.
we've got Gemma Watts on Fat Fridays.
Okay, perfect. She'll enjoy this.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've been getting obsessed with, well, not obsessed, but just naturally spending a lot of time on YouTube.
Hang on. Naturally spending. What do you mean naturally?
Well, no, it's not like I'm getting obsessed. I just realized that I'm spending a lot of, like, my YouTube habits have changed.
You're addicted?
How do you use YouTube at the moment?
I use YouTube. I go down rabbit holes. There's a couple of things. Maybe I slip. When you say naturally, maybe it's like sometimes I'll naturally be slipping down a rabbit hole. Lately, I've been using YouTube for free meditations because my Sam Harris app I haven't paid for yet, and he's got free Sam Harris meditations.
Your
on
mum
YouTube.
has what's your mum's meditation thing?
Insight Timer, which is a huge platform.
Insight
Timer.
Timer. And so what is it?
It's another platform. You can download the app and there's like free meditations from gurus.
So your mum
the
has
world.
created a meditation.
My mum's old school. She's old school meditation. I was
What does
talking to
that
her
mean?
about. I was saying to her, it's funny. Meditation, like right now, has never been hotter.
Yeah.
Have never been hipper. But I was thinking it's also because we've never been this connected.
We haven't been in the 60s either.
Yeah, but we haven't been this connected with social media, people of influence doing podcasts that we can access to hear them talking about how meditation's changed their life, rituals, morning rituals, all this stuff. Mum's been doing it since she was 19 or whatever it is. Like, Mum's 70 now.
Yeah.
And so she's been a yoga teacher for my entire life, for like 40-something years. And so she's been meditating for that time. And so she's seen this sort of rise of this sort of wave
So
of
she's seen it
meditation.
as well?
Oh,
But
yeah.
But has it ever been as big as it is now? Like when she was getting started, I feel like the hippie movement, there would have been a lot of meditation, LSD shit. Did she ever do LSD?
Nah, I don't know.
No,
Nah,
you've never
she
asked?
wasn't. Like my dad and mum met at a yoga centre, and everyone at the yoga centre thought my dad was gay because that was the vibe back then. Men who do yoga are gay.
Sure.
And thankfully, I'm here because my dad's not gay. I mean,
He could be gay.
Who knows? Who
He
knows?
could be a bit gay.
Who knows? He definitely wasn't gay in the moment that my mum and dad made me.
Well, he's very fine with his sexuality.
He's
Like he loves
definitely
plants.
Yeah. I mean, he does. Yeah. My dad meditates. He does yoga. And so that's how they met. And so mum has started doing some online meditations.
Just quickly on the gay thing, it's a great in. When I was younger, everyone thought my secret weapon was doing the hand games. and so I'd be playing with everyone.
Can you
but
do
I'm
it?
sussing, yeah.
Like the my name.
Boys are cheats and liars. They're such a big disgrace.
Oh, no.
They will tell you anything to get to second baseball. He thinks he's going to score. If you let him go all the way, then you are horticulture stays flowers, geologist stays rocks. The only thing guy wants from you is a place to put his cockroaches, beetles.
No, I get why they thought that.
One other one is apple on a stick. Makes me sick.
What's worse is that I actually kind of know this.
46.
My difference was I did those games with the girls to try and pick them up. You did it.
Well, that's
because you really love the game.
I did love the game, but the thing was that Bree tells me I was the first guy that her dad ever let stay over at the house.
Yeah, because he thought there's
Thought
no
it was
chance
gay.
Josh
Yeah.
is getting in with my daughter.
Yeah.
Well, sucked in, Dad.
Yeah, sucked
He's
in.
now boning your daughter.
Yeah. Sucked in. There we go. There's a title for the show. But so your mum's meditation stuff.
Yeah, let's bring it back down. She's been doing it for a long time. Anyway, she has got some. She's a big deal online. I didn't know this. Search it. You're on Insight Timer now. Search Joanne Jackett.
Okay.
She's written a book as well.
Joanne Jackett. And so
we did a meditation yesterday together.
And so what's the difference between, rather than using YouTube, do you think that she does live streams?
No, you probably can.
Is she a cam girl? It's got cam girl vibes. People are forced out finally.
How many downloads of her? How many people have listened to her?
149,000 plays.
Have listened to her meditation.
So 66,000 people have done 149,000 plays, and it's had 36,000 hours.
It's pretty crazy. And so Insight Timer is just a place, like I could be using that, but I've just been using YouTube because I wanted to listen to Sam Harris's ones, and people have ripped them from years ago and put them on there. So you can use all these different types, but you should.
Has your algorithm changed? So do you sign in?
I sign in. Like I can open up my YouTube right now and you can see what's going on here. So yeah, I'm signed into mine. There's a lot of UFC stuff. I do watch a lot of fighting stuff.
So the top thing, actually this could be a fun experiment. Let's see the top 4 videos. Yeah. You tell me yours first and I'll tell you mine.
So number 1, Fight Companion, Joe Rogan. Oh, these are recommended. So where are you in?
Yeah, recommended.
Yeah.
So that's the interesting. So subscriptions, yeah, that's fine. That's like we're obviously entering into it. This is more unconsciously. YouTube thinks you're this person.
Yeah. Okay, great. So Joe Rogan, I listen to a lot of him, and I like watching some Fight Companions and stuff, UFC stuff. Toxic femininity is real. Here's the proof. Interesting. That girl. I sent this to a mate of mine. Not that video. I said, "Have you seen this vampire?" Because there's this woman named Daisy Cousins, and I'm not being mean saying that. I just actually think she looks like from one of those movies. The sort of pale skin, sort of eyeliner on.
What else have you got there?
Yeah. So I just sent that to somebody. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
What does that mean?
He's the guy that beat Conor McGregor. So more fighting. Are they the best? And they're just wireless headphones. This is a vlogger though.
QC35.
Levi Allen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Levi. And then scammer reveals how he stole $1 million. That's from a guy named Pleasant Green.
So that gives you a sense of what you think.
That second one is not. See, here's the problem. If I was searching Brazilian bikini contests, because someone sent it to me and I open it up, it would send it into my feed. I'm not looking at Brazilian bikini contests. But what I'm saying about that second one is pushing stuff in that I've watched like one video of.
Yeah, okay. It seems very defensive.
If I had been watching Brazilian bikini contests.
It sounded like you were getting very defensive.
No, but I'm interested because let's listen to yours.
So mine is that. Sony A6400 cinematic vlog footage.
Okay, so it's like a review or like some kind of. Yep. Next one.
This is I fancy a straight girl, toxic relationships, and giving love. This is from a girl named Lucy Moon. Armed owner ruins armed robber's day.
Yeah, I love that kind of shit. So what? That's like
So this is the thing.
CCTV.
This is what I've been getting all weekend. I went down this fucking thing where I was watching pirates getting shot at from vessels.
Oh, dude, I've watched that.
That's why it's fucking happening. It came from you.
Nah.
Because remember we said that stuff that you watch, I then get. So I was getting. So all of a sudden, I spent like yesterday. I watched like
Blame game.
15-minute bit of cops shooting suspects.
Yeah,
That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking with my brain.
Yeah, dude, I've spent hours watching private security companies that are employed onto big cruise liners. So like oil rigs where they're in the Somalian Ocean and there's these pirates coming out to get them and they've got legally these massive like
cannons
100 caliber and they're firing off. They're not trying to kill them. They're just trying to tell them to get fucked, bro.
Yeah. Watch a bit of that, then watch Toxic Femininity.
Here's the proof. Followed by...
You've got multiple tabs open. You've got the fucking guns going in one. But the other thing that was...
What else you got?
What I was going to say
What I
is...
ate today.
No, there is that. What I ate today, update.
Food Diary channel.
Yeah. So this is...
I've seen her.
Yeah, responding to comments. Because I watched her a little bit. Her name's Bonnie. She used to be a vegan. And there's something about the way vegans cook that I like. Because it's all like... Because the thing is, when they make food, it's all like acai bowls. And they put so many nuts. And they put like so much coconut. There was one time where she was just eating big things of fruit. She's like, yeah, today I'm having 6 watermelons. But she's ended up going... She's like... She did that diet and then you see like 2 years later, she's like, yeah, it turns out it was making me really sick.
Yeah, no wonder.
The Armed Citizen, Public Defense.
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow reveals she's never watched her something. So anyway, that's the sort of stuff. But that's what I'm getting a lot of now is this fucking guns stuff.
I mean, so what we've got is our own personal YouTubes are linked to the Daily Talk Show. So we're thinking somehow there's
a bit of overlap
sucking
going on
in what our viewing habits.
Because I do sort of want to. It is very clickbaity. I watched a pharmacist the other day shoot an armed robber.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
I mean, I think a lot of people are watching.
Does that make me a bit sick?
No, you're curious.
But then the one thing that I do, yeah. So anyway.
I mean, there's not much difference between the person that sort of blows out and the person that doesn't. It's just like...
What does that mean?
Like, what would it take for you to sort of flip out in some circumstance in life after watching all of these?
What, as in go postal?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to go postal.
No, but
absolutely not. But there just seems like, is it fucking with my brain to watch all these people getting shot?
I don't think it's great. I think if you're to soothe your mind... Watching something.
I think I need a little bit more Joanne Jackett doing some insight timer.
I tell you what, it's something that is probably I don't know if patronizing is the word, but when I don't think it comes off nicely if you tell someone you'd actually benefit from meditating.
Yeah,
because I think you would actually benefit from meditating.
Do you know
100%.
If I was to meditate, do you know how I'd do it?
How?
Definitely.
You've already failed because you're telling someone else how to meditate.
No, this is how I would do it. This is how I would do it. The TM course.
Yeah, transcendental meditation. Where so I was talking to Mum about that. It's you get a word, so it's like you can't tell anyone the word, but it's the thing that you can recite to bring you back. Which
Maxi Bon,
biscuit end,
Maxi Bon.
Yeah, which. There is, Mum was telling me some history about it. It was started by this famous yogi and all the celebrities do it. It's expensive to do.
I think it's about $1,200.
Which is
expensive given there's fucking free shit out there.
Free meditation. And so...
How much have you spent on... I haven't spent that much on self-development. I haven't done... You've probably spent...
books. That is self-development.
Yeah, no, but the thing is that some people... You know how there's guys who it's like, I've spent over $100,000 on self-development. It's like... And now you're doing this?
It's wanky to say that. It's like it's some sort of badge that they're wearing. I know exactly.
It's a weird flex.
It is that you drop in coin.
Yeah.
What about the person that can't? They can get it for free.
Yeah.
You can get this stuff for free. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I could imagine you doing because you like. Actually, you can't keep a secret, so you couldn't keep the word a secret. Mum reckons that you don't have to. Mum reckons that there's some school of thinking that you don't have to keep the word a secret. So maybe you could do it. But I think it would. I think it is. It's great. It's meditation.
Well, I've made my first step in self-development with the gym stuff. We've been
100%.
Been pretty consistent. I was talking to Bree about how much of a boss you are at the gym.
In define boss, because you can't be a boss.
Well, the
could be negative connotations with that.
That we were doing a circuit.
Yeah.
And we take like 4 bits of equipment. If anyone tries to fucking go on any of it, it's like, mate, we're on that.
Yeah.
We're not on it. We're like 3 steps away from being on it.
And
how does the gym, what's the protocol in regards to how many pieces of equipment you can take up at one given time?
And I will say though, because if someone's watching, they do go to the gym, they're probably thinking I'm an arsehole. We're not taking the bench press. We're not taking the lat pull down. We're not taking the leg press. These are all machines that require someone to invest a bit of time in. What you're talking about is a bench, like a flat bench that isn't near the squat rack or anything. And we're using the ground. We're using the corner of a crash mat. Mm-hmm. And so some guy just set his shit up at the corner of the crash mat. Whereas he just hadn't seen us do that part of the
circuit. What about the lat pull down stuff?
You know, the blow up I had. No,
it wasn't a blow up.
It was a Gronk move. This guy was doing a stupid exercise at the lat pull down.
Well, you were saying, hey mate, you don't use that bar for that, and I need that bar.
Exactly, because he was using the wrong bar in the space when there's all these other machines that he can do it with, and the bar was just like there was so many other bars. So the lat pull down is where you put your arms up and you're pulling down. You're pulling the weight down towards your chest, so you're activating your back. Mm-hmm. And the fact was he wasn't doing a lat pull down. He was there just doing some straight arm thing when there's so many other places he could do it with different bars.
You tried to school him.
I just said, mate, that's not the bar you use for this exercise. You can use that there.
And then he said, oh, no, I know.
Yeah, my point. Thanks for reiterating my point, buddy. Now, move along. The gym, there's some unspoken rules. Don't bicep curl in the squat rack. Mm-hmm. Don't do stupid shit in the squat rack.
Don't talk back at TJ.
No, I think it's like if someone's sitting down. There was a guy sitting down on a bench the other day on his phone, and I just walked up and I said, oh, mate, how many more sets you've got? So it's a way to get in to find out you're obviously using the machine. Yeah. And he's go, oh, no, I'm not even using this.
Okay.
So
that's a little bit gronky. But you told me the other day, you're like, hey, you just mind this thing, I'm going to go get the stuff. You weren't that clear on which one you wanted me to wait at. So I was sort of at a 4.
I was standing at it.
You were standing next to 2 things. So I was sort of just standing where you were standing, not really knowing which one to protect. And then you're like...
And then you're behind me at the drink tap.
And then so the guy... no, what was I?
You got close to me.
Then, and then you were like, and then you went up to a guy. It's like, hey, mate, we're using that one. We hadn't even started yet. That was quite brazen. And then you said to me, like, that's why I asked you to wait.
Yeah. I mean, at busy gyms, it's hard. And this is the thing, right? I've had the experience of working in and training at a lot of gyms. And this is what happens. So imagine if you'd never trained.
What's the biggest fight you've had at a gym?
No, I haven't. I've seen fights, though. Like what another guy kicked a guy up the arse. And he told him to get out of here and kicked him up the arse. A mate of mine at the gym, at the one we went to, do you
reckon it's connected with toxic femininity? I can't even say the word. Femininity.
No, if anything, there's a lack of femininity in the gym.
I like that it's like the thumbnail very quickly is pink and it says wicked women.
She's interesting, that woman, Daisy Cousins. Gee. Anyway. So what did I say? Oh, yeah, this guy that I know was watching this dude just throw weights around. You can't throw weights around at a gym and don't leave like shitloads of weights lying around. Just have some consideration for people. And so this guy told him off and he said, you can't do that, dude. And then the next time he fucking did it and he like swung his feet off the bench. And anyway, this guy ended up reporting him. But there is a problem. Like dudes who are just headphones on, bloody testosterone flowing, just pumping weights. Obnoxious. I've seen so many obnoxious dudes.
I don't know how people wear the over-ear headphones, like the
what you're wearing right now.
Yeah, but like the noise-cancelling ones.
Yeah.
I feel like if you took them off after a workout, you'd just sweat.
It's disgusting.
Anyway.
It's anyway. You're learning that. You definitely have been sticking to the gym, and you're
2
getting
times
stronger.
last week, but 3 is the aim every week. But I've been fairly good with it so far, and I'm definitely feeling the difference. The problem is that I'm definitely justifying at the moment. I'm like, you know what? If I'm getting compliments from people, I don't think they're justified.
What are they saying?
They're like, "Oh, you're looking good."
And who's saying that?
Jason said it. Did you hear that when Jason, Miss 97 can
It's on
confirm.
record now.
Jason Fox said it to me, which was lovely.
That's
I
nice.
had one other person say it to me. Oh, that's right. Simon said it to me. And I said, really? I've only gone to the gym a couple of times. This is early days. He said, maybe it's just because you're wearing exercise wear, which is true because I've been wearing it all the time. But there is a risk in... I've been thinking more about the whole gaunt thing. I don't want to be... I do want to have some strength.
We've got a retraction.
Yeah. Another apology for the end
What
of the
do you
episode.
want to be
Do you want to
then?
apologise for anything?
No.
Just praising. Can you believe it? We go through a whole show. He's got nothing to apologise based on that.
I don't know if you can bring him to surface for me. If you can tell me what I need to apologise for.
I don't know. I feel like there was something on Friday that you were joking about. It's like, I'll do an apology on Monday. Can't remember what it was now. But anyway, no, I would like to build up a bit of back strength. Yeah. I've been enjoying it. You've been really kind and been giving me a boiled egg.
Yeah,
sometimes.
You mean I just prep my food and I'm chopping out for the dude who doesn't prep shit?
And so I'm going to start boiling eggs soon as well.
Good idea.
Do you reckon I can do it in that slow cooker? Or I use an Eggo?
No, just use hot water in a pan.
But I've got a new thing now.
Hot water in a fucking saucepan. See, this is the thing. Don't overcomplicate shit. You don't need to use a slow cooker to boil an egg. Which
I thought I was excited. Like if I could do, say in that slow cooker, if I could do like 40 eggs, fucking all of us.
They'll go rancid by the time you eat.
How many do you have to eat?
8th.
How long can eggs keep?
Oh, see, this is the thing. I wouldn't keep a boiled egg longer than a day and a half. Just because you can do it. Like my routine is get up, meditate, smoothie, and cooking, boiling the eggs while I'm doing it, and then out the door. You can do it every morning.
Has your habits improved greatly over the last few years? Do you think that feels quite tweaked?
Well, I think it's the kid, like having the kid and the business, and just having more responsibility, taking ownership. I think most people who've got a good morning routine, they're just taking ownership of their life.
Yeah,
and so I just hate the feeling of just feeling like you're behind every morning. And
but is this a new thing? When you first had Bodhi, was it like 6 months of not having that, or
survival mode? Getting up, trying to get as much sleep as you can. Like Bodhi wakes up at 6:15 every day.
I love getting up early though. Like me getting up at 6 this morning to do this. I managed to trim my neck.
Me too. Yeah.
Anyway, it's a Daily Talk Show. Hi at thedailytalkshow.com if you want to send us an email.
Yeah.
If you do want to send us
or
anything.
Chocolates.
Yeah, P.O. Box 400, Abbotsford, Victoria 3067. We'll put the all those details in the show notes as well, or Mr. 97 will anyway.
I'm glad these didn't melt because there's been some seriously hot days in Melbourne.
I couldn't believe it too. And because Bree works at a chocolate company, she was sort of sussing it all out, how to do it.
So good.
These are delicious.
Oh.
Thanks, Santiago.
Do you want to take one for Bree's mum?
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. That would be nice.
I'm just trying
she's
to
only
give away your
expecting
other
my
one.
present. No, because that's the thing. If I bring it, I'll eat it, to be honest.
No, fair.
It's a Daily Talk Show. Have a good one, guys.
See you guys.